Okay, so drill number one, the back auxiliary arm is going to be set below the top tee. So the goal of this drill is to improve bat path, right? Improve high connection and making sure my first move isn't to drop my hands, drop my elbow, and drag and swing up through the baseball. We want to be flat and we want our swing to arc upwards at and through contact, not before. We want to be working at the top of the zone, down and through, okay? So if my first move is I drop my hands and my elbow drags, I'm going to clip both baseballs on my way through the zone. That is not what we want to see, and I see it all the time. What we want to happen in this first drill is you make your move, you stay high connection, bat comes into the zone, and I stay super flat all the way through. It should look something like this. Okay, that is drill number one, and honestly, this drill will clean up so many swings. This constraint of this ball being back here or without the ball, just saying don't hit this tee, cleans up so many guys, right? We get away from that, the high fly balls off the tee. We get away from the top spin, right? It really forces guys to stay flat and stay through the middle of the field. So drill number one, the auxiliary arm is set below the front tee, and the goal is to stay right through the middle, not clip the back ball, and eliminate the arm drag, dropping the hands, and barrel dropping, all that stuff is to work on our high connection and flat through the top of the zone. So with that being said, get out there and dominate drill number one. All right, so drill number two that we're going to be doing is we're going to have the balls relatively the same height. If it's a little lower, it's a little higher, that's not that big of a deal. But we want the baseballs in the exact same line as if you're about to hit. If I put my barrel out straight across, I would hit both baseballs, right? So the point is this outside tee serves as a constraint, right? I'm sure everyone has seen the old drill, right? Where I stand here and there's a net or a cage or something that's blocking, and you have to stay inside the baseball and not cast my hands out away from my body and hit the net, right? So now you don't even need that. All you need to do is be able to set this ball up, take your swing, and actually work on staying inside the baseball and getting into a really good, strong position, not out and around and hitting both balls, but actually staying inside and keeping the barrel right through the middle of the zone. And using this little constraint, right? You can see if I turn it this way, there's this amount of space, and it really gets each hitter to focus on each rep, okay? So it just looks something like this. Okay, notice my swing goes all the way through. I don't cast out and around. I'm able to put this ball nice and easy right up the middle. The next drill I want to show you guys that I love using with this tee is in and out, is what I'm just calling it. What you're going to want to do is set up one tee. You know, instead of doing at the same height as you would on drill number two, with drill number three, they're going to be staggered heights as if you're doing, right, drill number one. But all you're going to do, slide the auxiliary arm. It's super easy to move over. You saw how little force it took. Just slide to the inside. And now you have an inside pitch and an outside pitch, down and in, up and away, right? And you can move these as high or as low as you want. And what you're going to do is that you have your hitter set up, right? And you don't tell him which one he's going to hit. So he has to be able to adjust once he starts his load. So you're going to have your hitter set up, and coach, you can stand behind him, or hitter, you can play this in your head. What you're going to do is load, and once you start your load, your coach is either going to yell in or out. And once he says that, you're going to attack and hit the ball that he calls, right? So it's teaching guys how to control their movements, not cheat to one pitch or the other, but be able to load and land in a good position and make a decision on the fly, right? Just like we would in a game. So it gives a little bit more game-like feel to hitting off the tee, which is what we want to get. The most game-like, always get as close to game-like as possible. So this drill in and out will look something like this. Out. In. Out. In. Just like that. drill number 4, and this is more of just a functional use of this tee, is look, you have 2 tees right here. If you are getting ready for the game, or you have a station set up for a camp, or you're doing lessons or anything like that, or you have multiple kids that need to get working at the same time, this is basically 2 wall drills in one. So you can have a left-handed hitter hitting on this side and a right-handed hitter hitting on that side, right? And just have them take turns back and forth. You don't actually need a ball on here to have the constraint of staying inside this ball. Because if I'm looking to hit this ball and I cast out and around, I'm going to hit this tee no matter what. Okay, so what you'd want to do is have guys flip-flop and take turns, back-to-back, rapid fire. So lefty, he works on his first swing, attacking the middle ball. And then the righty gets up and takes his turn. Don't make fun of my right-handed swing. I'm not a righty. And so you can see just having them go back and forth, it's a built-in wall drill, but you can have it going on simultaneously. So it's a time saver, it's a space saver. It's a really, really, really good way to use one station with 2 hitters, right? And if you have stations going this way, you could have 2 left-handed hitters going at the same time, or 2 right-handed hitters going at the same time, right? Righty number 1 hits this way, righty number 2 hits that way. So whichever way you want to spin it, you could have 2 hitters going at the same time. So it's a time saver, it's a space saver, and it's that built-in wall constraint drill, which is drill number 2 in the video series. All right, the 5th and final thing that we wanted to show you guys of how to use this tee is just any other regular drill that you were doing before. This is the 5th thing to do. This is still a regular tee. If you don't want this built-in auxiliary arm, it easily comes off. You can take it off and you just do your normal stuff. But no matter what you're doing, even if you're just doing regular drills, right? Let's say you're working on your lower body, right? You're working on balance. You're working on your stride. You're working on, you're doing a one-hand drill. Whatever it is that you're working on, you might as well use this other auxiliary arm as a built-in constraint to stay inside the ball and not cast your hands, right? So the 5th thing that we're talking about in this video is keep your routine of what you're doing the same, but just make it a little harder and make yourself work a little bit harder using either the built-in constraint on the side or the high-low, not dropping your hands constraint, okay? So whether you're doing, like I said, one-hand drill, you're doing 2-hand swing, short bat, heavy bat, balancing, loading, it does not matter. There is a million things that every hitter can and should work on, whatever routine is for them. But no matter what you can do, you can always do it with this tee and always be getting better and challenging yourself without having a professional coach always in your pocket breaking down every swing. Because if you clip one of these balls, whether it's on the upswing or you cast out and around, you will know right away, okay? The swing transformations we've seen from people going from using these tees is astronomical. And we cannot wait for you guys to use these and start sending in your swing changes just by using these simple constraints, okay? So those are the 5 things, kind of the 5-step video guide of the exact drills and the exact things that you guys can do and some ideas that you should be doing when using this tee.